This time we're going to talk about chapter 4, and this will lead us into chapter 5. Now, chapter 4 I entitled The Seasons of Change for Man. I'm going to give you a quote here by King Solomon in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verses 1 to 4. And also Bob Dylan made this a famous song, and so did the Yardbirds. To everything there is a season, and to a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to be born, and a time to die. A time to plant, and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill, and a time to heal. A time to break down, and a time to build up. A time to weep, and a time to laugh. A time to mourn, and a time to die. This is a Western view of cycles, showing that there are cycles within the, life. We have the seasons, we have all kinds of cycles of sleep, cycles of death and rebirth, as we talked about a little bit in the last episode or chapter. And also, I would refer you to the wheel of life, the Buddhist way of expressing it. A man also dies, so to speak, every night. And this is the sleeping cycle. And is reborn anew every day when he awakens from his sleeping state. Every night an individual experiences at some level, all four states of consciousness presented in the earlier chapters of this presentation. They are the waking state, the dreaming sleep state, the dreamless sleep state, and the trance-like state. This happens every single night when we sleep. Now you got to remember, man is a sevenfold being. The upper triad is the divine part, the Atma, the divine spark, the Buddhic wisdom, and the manas, the upper manas. That becomes the upper vehicles, and a portion of the upper manas itself becomes the causal body, which allows the connection between the divine triad we are with our fourfold, you might say, bodies below. And the lower part of the upper manas, or mind, is our abstract thinking. Then below that we have our astral body, which is more of our feelings and emotions, and our etheric body, which has a lot to do with health, life force. It stands about 1 inch from the body, actually. The etheric body, 1/2 inch, it'll stand apart from the physical if you could see it. Some clairvoyants can. It's a rather peach purple color for those who can see it, and most people. The astral body, of course, is a little bit further out. And the physical body is obviously pretty dense. And then around the whole person, of course, is the auric egg, or the ring pass knot, which is oval shaped. It sort of goes around the person. And it's very unique. Now, what's interesting is that periodically the higher ego, or the divine triad within us, has a need for expression and a need to manifest. So what it'll tend to do is send down one ray from itself, from the triangle it is. It'll send down one ray and form a new evolution. It'll pick the parents out of the mother and father for karmic reasons that are very sophisticated. And after it picks out the parents, it actually winds up helping form the karma of that person in the womb through the etheric body, which gathers around. The etheric body helps form the actual child. It's the missing equation, you might say, to the DNA molecule. It gives the information about form that the DNA molecule does not contain. Those who have studied DNA will know about that. Anyway, that's another subject later on in the book here. But still laying down the metaphysical principles here, the person will, the higher self will descend and form the etheric body from the point of conception in the womb of the mother, and the child then is finally born with propensities and inclinations that the etheric body is encoded with in the child's life, and will bring about certain experiences and some predetermination. But this is what we call iron necessity karma, things that have to be balanced. And this usually happens in the first 30 years of your life. But after, which is the first Saturn cycle for those of you that are astrologers. But however, having said that, the cycles that we go through are all important. And from that point on, we begin to incarnate more and more as we break our karmic cycle. And our second Saturn round, which is another 28 or 30 years, as Saturn goes around the solar system of our natal chart, basically is what we're saying here. The point is that there's a point where the higher ego fulfills its mission through the new personality, and then it begins to withdraw. And as it withdraws, we begin dying. Okay? And the physical body begins to break down, and the etheric body breaks down, and finally the higher self withdraws. Now, in sleep every night, when we sleep, the physical body rests and all that. The etheric body partially withdraws. The personality and the astral body withdraw totally, and then the higher self withdraws from that and goes into its higher realms. These are the different levels of sleep, which we'll talk about a little bit more in depth in a minute. But these are the different levels of sleep that are remnants of the 4 phases of consciousness that we carried over from the original 4 globes of evolution that we've been through. So we've been developing a long time.